Well, aloha! I hope you are fantastically well today. It's been maybe a few days since I did a live. So, first of all, checking you can hear me. Can you hear me? I wanted to jump on today because, and I want to share just one little magical thing that is one of the first baby steps for creating a life of passion, purpose, prosperity. With peace of mind. And it's a method that I share with all, the women that come to me that are maybe, real go-getters, highly successful, but actually, like myself, I used to be, a TV producer. I looked like I had the dream life, in inverted commas, happy, but I wasn't really happy at all. And this is a little tool that I share with people, and I wish I'd known this, back in the day when I was a TV producer, and not only known it, but known and realized how powerful this is, and that is the power of your imagination. That's why I love asking the question, what would you love? It's my favorite question. And some interesting things that happen when I ask that question. Sometimes people say, oh, well, I don't want to do this job anymore, and I don't want to be stressed, and all the things I don't want, yeah. And even like in relation to kind of what's happening in the world today, so many of us are focused on what we don't want, and we all know how powerful our thoughts are, and more so how powerful our focus is. So, and then sometimes another answer might be, well, I'd love to live by the sea, or I'd love to live my purpose, but I can't because blah, blah, blah. And honest to God, it's so rare. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced it, because it's often the first question I ask anyone and everyone. But it's definitely one of the first questions I ask someone before, I get an inkling as to whether it's true for them to work with me or not. I ask that question, what would you love, And even, a little way down the line when this person is a client of mine, I kind of jokingly remind them about when I asked them that question and what they said, and the leaps and bounds they've made as they've learned how to not only use their imagination, but actually tap into their intuition in an accurate, tangible way. Because the intuition, often we think it's this like really fluffy, vague gut feeling or an inkling or whatever. But no, the intuition, when used correctly, when you know how to tap into your intuition, is accurate, tangible, and honest to God, it's like as solid as your spine. It's your backbone. It's the thing that can drive you forward, but not motivated by fear, motivated by love, because when you use your imagination and your intuition, you're coming from your heart, And can you even just play with that now? What would you love for the world? What would you love for your own life if you're allowing yourself to imagine there's no limits? Because there aren't really. The only limits that exist are the limits in our own thinking, our own minds. We're unlimited. We've got no idea of the power that we are, the power which actually begins and stems from our imagination. So it's springtime. It's time for things to be planted. Plant those seeds. What would you love? Allow your imagination to have the power for a change rather than fear and worry, because that's what we often do with our thoughts. I do it as well. Don't you worry. I'm still learning to master this stuff. But when we're worried and when we're focused on what we don't want, we're using our imagination in really, really disempowering and quite worryingly bad way, you know, not that I'm telling you off or anything. And then the other thing that I wanted to share is, so, you know, the power of the imagination. And, you know, often we think, oh God, the imagination is fluffy or whatever, you know, and you're told as a child, you know, stop daydreaming. Like, for instance, Richard Branson has said his favourite pastime is to daydream. It's not done too badly for him, has it? Albert Einstein, the imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. And he also said that imagination is more important than knowledge. Now, I also have a Steve Jobs quote, and I will give myself a glass of wine tonight if I can find that quotation. Yay! Love it. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. So ask yourself that question before you go to sleep tonight. What would I love? What would I really love? And allow your focus to go on the positives, because you're either focused on your beliefs, on your worries, and what you don't want, or you're focused on what you do love, what you would love to create. All right, you beautiful, unlimited, powerful, amazing being. Have an amazing rest of day. And remember, we are creating the new earth. Aloha. Oh, and by the way, there's a link here for a free training that I'm running so that you can discover your soul codes to allow you, no matter what age you are, to actually create a life of passion, purpose, and prosperity. Okay, see you on the other side. Aloha.